Hello and welcome to Reitspro channel. And the last video had a lot of information compressed into 15 minutes about REITs and InvITs. Today we will dive deeper into KRT REIT, which has just been listed, or the Knowledge Realty Trust. Is it worth it? And I'm Gaurav Jain, and I have authored books on real estate finance and REIT and InvIT book, which is available from links on reitspro.com, which you can visit. So this happened to be the largest office REIT IPO. It listed on August 18th, 25, and it was 8% up. So does that mean that it gives listing pops? Generally, REITs, that's questionable, but this is what happened. Thirdly, how do you compare an IPO at 100 rupees versus 300, which happened for the other REITs? Is that cheap? Well, it doesn't work that way. And fourthly, 7 to 8% is the average IPO returns. That means if you bought at 100 rupees, they would give you a return between 7 to 8% over the next 2, 3 years, 4 years. And one thing that one must also understand is the taxation part, which is very, very important. These are tax efficient instruments. So if you look at the reports, there are IPO notes, which are there in the link. So this is from the Access group, and the right screenshot is the announcement where we talk about the NAV and how it prices itself compared to the other REITs. So you can see those from the link. So I'm not getting into that. And we would really like to assess things as per your perspective. So what is the return that you should look at? So what is your buyer price? That's an extremely important consideration. What's your tax bracket? Please don't ignore this repeatedly. I'm saying that because these are tax efficient instruments, and does the above suit you? So you have to make something that suits you. That's what you have to assess. Now, the KRT REIT, there are 5 basic difference points that we would like to cover here. So these are difference in office versus office REITs versus retail REIT, something like Nexus. Then returns or yield. What is the real yield that you're getting when you are buying a product? And then how do you factor in tax efficiency? Is there a differentiator versus the other REITs? And what are the LTV and promoter holdings? These are the 5 points we'll cover here. So if you look at the differentiation between the office versus retail REIT, then the income sources are different for a retail REIT. So there could be many other sources for retail REIT. For example, there could be participation in margins or advertisements or so on. Whereas in case of office REITs, it's pure rent, and the rent increases over time. So it's not a consumption story. It's just a plain agreement where there is an increment in office rents over a period of time. And then there is a stability of the tenant, because the tenant spends a lot of money on furnishing the space, which cannot be moved. Whereas in case of retail REIT, that is something that is a question mark. So a lot of times retailers can move their stocks from one place to another. So it gives a lot more stability. So you really cannot compare. It's not an apples to apples comparison. So if you say Nexus has done this well, so this should do that well, we don't know. So you could also map out the other REITs to bring out your story here. Then the 4 listed REITs, they are tax efficient, and that's because they have majorly tax efficient structures. KRT REIT also promises tax efficiency. So 80% payouts are going to be tax efficient because of the structure. That's what they have foreseen. So tax efficiency is because it comes from interest payments, dividend repayments, amortization. So this is the kind of chart that you get. So in a sense, you get about more than 80% as a tax efficient component. For this, you really need to understand how REIT structures are there. And one thing that a lot of us probably as REIT investors get stuck on is how to file returns. Now, the return filing dates are near, and they are to be filed under pass-through income. How that happens is something that we have explained in a pre-recorded content. With the links are available at reitspro.com menu. There are over 1 hour of videos where we cover lots of nuances, and then there's a step-by-step guide to how to file the returns also. So you can see the link in the description, pinned comments, and the best is you can go to the reitspro.com menu and see the pre-recorded content option in the menu. Another differentiator is in case of KRT REIT, which they say is something that is missing in the other office REITs, which is Brookfield, Mindspace's Embassy, is that they would cash in on the local growth. Example is that, for example, they have 1 million square feet come up from the local developer, so they could co-brand it with the local developer. So the essence is the growth would be higher. They would be able to get more assets into their fold and would also be able to brand it. And both local as well as global perspectives could be brought in, and to the advantage of both the local person as well as the REIT. So then the last thing that one should also look at is that it has a very low LTV. So it's only about 19%. REITs have a capping of 50%. Other REITs are around 30% or so. It has a low LTV, and the promoter stake is very high. So both the promoters hold approximately 80% of the total share. So that's an advantage in a sense. Then one thing that I'd like to probably talk to all the viewers is, whenever you buy REITs or InvITs, do take informed decisions, because they are different from both debt and equity. For that, we have plenty of stuff now on reitspro.com channel. Do an individualized study. There are plenty of resources. Lots of people ask where to look for REITs information. We have collated a lot of information in forms of books, videos. There's a WhatsApp group, and plus there's a pre-recorded content option now available, where there is also, for example, the tax study or pre-recorded content on PG InvIT report analysis. These are very good reports which you can go to and buy and upgrade yourself and take informed decisions. So that's it from me right now. You can join our WhatsApp group, Telegram, or visit our channel. Do stay connected and subscribe. Thank you so much.